Hello Intuitors, it's Aria here, and I'm just about to get into doing a reading for everybody by their zodiac sign. It will be essentially a love forecast for 2019. I'm kind of focusing in on a time period of about 6 months because I plan on doing the reading again maybe once every 3 months or so to see how things are changing. But this is like a long-term love forecast for a larger period of time. However, I will say that I do expect that for every person, it might unfold a little bit differently timing-wise. For some of you, this story might unfold in a really, sooner time frame than 6 months, and some of you it might be farther out. I kind of look at it as the bell curve. So what I'm going to do at the end of the reading, make sure you stay tuned all the way till the end because I'm going to do a really fun pick a card reading that will give you a time frame that gives you a better idea, a sense of how and when this might unfold, because I know a timing question is something that I most often get. When do you see this likely to happen? I will have to say, however, that as a card reader, not only for myself but for others, I have found that because we all have free will choice, and because the energies that are being looked at any given time in a situation can always change based on the choices that you make or the choices the other person makes, that the timing can always be a tricky thing. And so understand that anytime we're looking at a timing situation or even any situation that's being painted in the cards, if it really resonates inside of you and you really feel the truth of it, then it's pretty likely that this is the course that you're truly on at this time, and that if no major decisions are changed, or like some of the things that you have free will choice in or that they have free will choice in, if there's no major changes in those, like where they're headed, that's the direction you guys are going. But of course, as human beings, we do have a tendency to, have monkey wrenches thrown into things. Maybe something else comes along that you didn't expect or see. And so, that can always change the outcome. But at any given time, I think it's actually a very useful tool to take a look at a card reading and say, okay, where are things headed right now? Because if I don't like this story, what can I do to change this? Or if I would like to see this occur, what can I do to make sure that it stays on course? So basically, that's how you can use these readings. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, rising, or your Venus as well, in case one of these readings doesn't really resonate with you. Maybe the other one will. Or maybe you'll get more details from one of the other readings as well. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing to my channel. And we're going to get right into your personalized reading for your sign of the zodiac. And looking forward to seeing you there. Here we go. There's something that's very destined here, and it's a meeting. You're going to be meeting someone, and it's destined, and it might be connected with work, or they're a business person, an entrepreneur. He's coming up again here. Now this could be you if you're male. Also suggested action to take. All right, let's take care. So there's definitely something, you're headed toward a big change coming, and that change has to do, I feel like it's connected in some way with an area of your life that has been really harsh, and it could have to do with something that has been going on for a long time, something in your past, or a situation that is something you need to put behind you in regards to, it could be work. The tower is work related, or it's about your past. I'm really feeling here, I need to go ahead and pull some other cards right now because I'm feeling like I'll get more information out of the houses when I pull house cards. Let's go ahead and pull these little guys here to see what that might look like. And so the cross is a card that talks about things that are burdens, but it also talks about things that are our destiny. And because we have the fox here, and it's the destiny shows up in the house of the fox, I feel like it's just talking about a person. And the garden is a positive, well, it's a neutral card. I don't really feel, there's no negative cards here to take on the negative characteristics of a fox, but I'm still going to address that in some of you, for some of you, the fox could be someone who's, been negative, but I really feel that's not the case for most of you. The garden that is in the which is like a social setting. It's in the house of the home, so it could be like literally in a home, in someone's home or your own home. And then the fox, this is totally a business person, and this is the same one. So the fox in the house of the fish, and this could even be you. It may not be just that you're meeting someone. It is that you yourself are an entrepreneur, and you have a destined meeting that will take place in a home somewhere. This is sounding so, I just did the Scorpio reading, and this is sounding so much like it, and actually Leo featured in that. So if you are connected with a Scorpio, you should watch that as well. Or if you have Scorpio in your chart, watch it. Oh, what is that for? So this meeting, right now, okay, so what I'm saying right now, this is where you're at right now. You're at a place where either this meeting has already occurred or will occur very soon. The energy for it is already in place. It is destined. It has to do with work in some way, being an entrepreneur. But the meeting is destined, and it also has something to do with love. So let's see about the big changes that are coming. Changes in communication. The whip is in the house of the coffin. Oh, goodness. So the coffin is about transformation and death and things that have, where there's, you know, like it's just over. So this is really good because it's saying the whip, which has been really hurting you. It's in the house of something it's like ending. So we're seeing changes in communication. I feel like communication has been something that's been very painful for you. It's been hard for you. There's been hard communication to do and to, you know, to take place. And also not just about communication, but just the whip has been, like, you've been in a very, I feel like a lot of Leos were in a toxic situation with someone, and that is over. Like, it's over and done because of the change. We have the change here as well. It's beautiful to see. And then new, what is new is you actually have a new, so the tower is like the house of legacy, or it's also business. So it could just say you have new business coming, which is connected with this, but it also can be about, like, the tower is your things that go deep into your past. It's like a lot of what, you know, who you are and what made you, because of what the tower is like your home, your place, your birth, I'm trying to think of the right word, you know, but like where you come from and how that affects who you are. But now you have something new in that regard. So everything that you thought you were is now shifting and changing. So you change everything about your past, everything that you've been experiencing that was punishing and hurtful and hard and difficult and unpleasant is ending. And so it's like this is connected with this past, like things in where you've been in the recent past now becomes your past, and you now have you're now developing this new legacy, new whatever, something new. And let's see what this man has to do. He's in the house of confusion. I think there's been a lot of confusion around this person. We have the fish come up, and there's luck. It's in the house of luck, so you're going to get a lot, you know, money really is good. And then something sudden is the bear, but also sudden money. And then the man is sudden, something sudden with the man. Okay, so this is your suggested action. So on the suggested action is the scythe can also be you need to cut something. You need to cut away in order for, you know, for what you want to come into place. But it also can just be about allowing, because I feel like the luck and the fish, it's a good thing. And I feel like it's more just saying this is going to come in suddenly. That the bear is it can be about business, and it also can be just, you know, could be even, sometimes I think of the bear as a friend, but it's more like a work colleague or something in business and something to do with this man. So I feel like if anybody of you, if you have something coming up, it's just saying like it's going to come up very suddenly, and it's going to bring good things, and you should go with it because it's very positive, and it's saying this is your suggested action. So it's positive. And I think that this is really a great picture, though, to see that you're headed this place really good. Some good significant changes. If there's anything you've been experiencing was painful, it's coming to an end, and you're going to have changes in communication, and that's a good thing. So I mean, personally, I have some Leo on my chart. I'm looking at this and thinking, I like this. I wouldn't want to change this course. I would want to hold this course. So, you know, like seeing what can we do to hold this course and let it, you know, pan out is really kind of what we want to see. Actually, I'm going to move these guys down as much as I can, give myself some more space. And we are going to take a look at some tarot cards about this love reading and about this person. I do feel for some of you, I'm just going to say your love interest, whoever that is, and I actually should turn some of these over. This is the vice versa tarot deck, and it has a lot of really great features about it because you can use reversals. I usually don't, but it also has like a front and a back to the card. It gives a little bit of a different feeling to it, especially when there's like people at play in it. I felt like sometimes when I saw the back of one situation, it felt like, okay, that person's not there yet. They're coming in soon. We'll see. You'll see. All right, so let's see what's going on. I'm really just wanting to give you like a picture of a you and a them kind of thing. So let's put you on my left and them on my right. What's going on about you and them, like between the two of you? You know, I usually just let cards pop out, and these ones don't want to pop out much. There's one. We got the 10 of Cups and we have the Ace of Cups. So it does look like you are ready for love, and you're ready to give it, and you're ready to receive it. And that's a really good place to be in, because a lot of, you know, there's going to be marriage involved here possibly, or a committed relationship. I do have the back of the Queen of Swords. I think it is Queen. King. Back of the King of Swords. The Moon card comes up for them. So I feel like they're blocking communication right now because they've gone within. So that's where, like, there's going to be some change in communication. If this is, you know, because this is about a love reading, this communication has been, you know, like, and it's been painful. I feel like communication between the two of you hasn't been going very well. And we have the Lion, we have the Strength, and this is Leo. You come up here, but it's Leo's you're facing your demons, or they are. This is the you know, Strength card is a really beautiful card if you look at it from this side. But this is one thing I love about this card. This is not saying this is a negative card. In fact, they're using their strength to fight their demons. And I feel like because you're a Leo, I feel like, and they could also have Leo in their chart, but they are like, you're energetically giving them some of that strength, because that Leo kind of comes up for me in that way. Okay, so we have the 10 of Pentacles. Again, we see the back of this. So again, I feel like it's just saying this is out there. It's in the future. But because we have the Hierophant frontwards, I feel like it is coming in, you know, maybe closer than you think. But that, you know, you still have the legacy to build. That will come next. That will come later. Let's get one more. All just really great cards. Actually, two more. I'd like one more for Leo over here. And okay. So we have the Sun. We got your card, Leo, and this, we just got the back of it, which is really beautiful. You know, you can't get a negative side to the Sun card. So you're really coming up there in a beautiful way. It's just the child is off the horse, which is interesting. And Temperance for here in the middle. Again, a Lion shows up on this Temperance card, interestingly, and that's a Sagittarius card. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius. I think it's really just talking about how things are coming into balance, and then this opposites of, you know, the Lion and the bird. A little bit, it reminds me of the Strength card, you know, with the Lion and the woman. Very opposite kind of energies. So I do feel like things are looking just very nice for a Leo here. And over the next 6 months, hang on to, or, you know, stay tuned. In a few minutes here, you can get a little bit of a better idea about timing for this spread by watching my fun pick a card reading, which will give you parameters that you can say this, you know, we'll see some things about this reading, or something else. You could ask your own question if it's just something of your own that you want to ask. Thank you so much for watching. All right, now that we're done with that part of the reading, we're going to go into a fun timing activity that will give you a better idea or a sense of when some of the parts of this reading will unfold for you that resonated most with you. So what I'm going to have you do is think about 4 different time frames that feel the most likely happen with this story. For example, if you're like, you know, I don't really see this happening for at least a couple months, then pick that as your shortest time frame. But if you're like, yeah, you know, I really could see this happening within the next, you know, 3 weeks or so, then pick that as your earliest time frame. Then pick out your kind of your latest time frame, and then pick 2 other time frames in between, whether it's, you know, whether it's several weeks or whether it's several months. Assign a time frame to each, your ace of diamonds, your spades, your clubs, your hearts, and assign a time frame to each one of those. I'm going to go ahead and do the yes or no answer kind of reading. And at the end of the reading, we're going to end up with 2 yeses and 2 nos. And the 2 yeses are going to be your time frame. Let's go ahead and get right into that one now. Okay, so we now have our 2 yeses, and your timing for your question here is contained in these 2 on the ends. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have. We have the ace of spades and the ace of diamonds. So whatever your time frame is that you chose, those are your outliers. And let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have coming up here. Well, we do have quite a lot of love on this side here. It does look like this started out with some kind of love relationship, that you will meet someone whether you have met them yet or not. And it does here say that you just really need to take action. So but not to be impulsive, but there is a new commitment, and it is time, you know, you should take action is what's being recommended there. So you meet someone, you should take action, or they should take action, you both should. And be careful though that you don't get into kind of like a funk about things. Like I feel like if there's no action that's taken, like the tendency for that, this is a warning here, because otherwise you can kind of get stuck. And because here is also talks about indecision and a lack of faith, and then, you know, having difficulty moving forward in order to achieve change. So it just looks like there's love, but it looks like things are having a hard time getting off the ground because either one or both of you, and there's frustrations because of that, and then some confusion or doubt. And then there's a need to forgive and leave a situation that causes regret. So for some of you, it does feel to me like there, you know, like I said, there was an initially someone that you have met. Maybe this has already taken place. You've already met this person. And if things are really stuck and aren't, you know, like isn't happening, then what's going to be needed in order for you to move forward and get the love in your life that you really want is to let this go. And remember, and it's a lesson learned. And then it does also, again, talk about obstacles that could stand in the way of your success and missed opportunities. So make sure you don't have a missed opportunity come up, because then we end up with the King of and the Queen of Spades, with the Ace of Spades. Interesting, I think there was a lot of love there because we do have a lot of hearts, but all of the hearts that we do have are in the negative position, like in the reversed position, and have their more negative attributes there. So not that that message is for everyone, but that was there for some people who needed to hear it. Now here's another message about how to move things forward toward your love relationship that I'm assuming is your desire since you are watching this video. All right, so we begin out with some, it does talk about not making any big changes because there's financial difficulties. So, although it does say that there's success in a new enterprise, so I feel like some of you actually may have started a new job, or a new career, or you're an entrepreneur, or there's just something that you have started, the beginning of something, but it's causing some financial strain at first. And then you end up with a joyful outcome after that difficult phase. So things do turn around pretty quickly for you there. And so just really, you know, that there's a lot to be grateful for in that regard. And but it does here talk about feelings of depression and hurt and anger have caused someone to be discouraged. Look past your anxieties because success will be eventual. Now, whether that's kind of in this the beginning here, or if it's kind of like, sometimes I'll read these and I feel like it's not necessarily that this is the order that it happens in, but this is all pieces of advice that need to come forward for some reason. You do end up having new friends and associates, and I do feel like that if you haven't met someone yet, that's possible that it could even come through the workplace. Be careful that you respond quickly to repair your actions if you realize that you have hurt someone, because it could come back to, you know, kind of like a karma situation where it comes back around. Not because, I mean, you're a better person, of course, than doing it just for yourself, but you do need to watch out for things like that, because that energy of putting out something negative, even if it was unintentional, can come back and then make things difficult for you. So just make sure to put that into place. But you do have a feeling of happiness, and fewer problems are coming in regards to money. And then we do also have a matched pair again with the King and the Queen of Clubs. So that's looking good. Anyway, that's a little bit of a reading for your timing on the end of this spread.